Anyways, yeah, Razer and 8BitDo released plans for new arcade controllers. We'll just say arcade controllers, because I'm tired of calling these motherfuckers leverless, bro. I call them button boxes. Whenever I say button box, people look at me fucking funny. They want you to say leverless, which is so weird to me. Anyways, so we've got a few different things to look at today, right? They have a bunch of pictures and stuff, which is nice. I'm glad they do, because if they didn't, I would have way less to say about this thing. So this is the Razer Kitsune all-button optical arcade controller black edition, right? It's gonna come out. It's gonna release at $299.99, 300 bucks, 300 bucks for a leverless. I think Hitbox is planning to start releasing PS5 boards in their Hitbox controllers, right? Hitbox, not leverless. I don't have to say that because that's the actual brand. At the same price. I think the PS5 versions of the Hitboxes, instead of $250, they're going to be $300. Let me go take a look. I don't know if they have them on their website yet, but I could have swore they talked about. Oh, see, this is the PS4 version. Yeah, I think the PS5 version of this, they were talking about releasing it maybe at a $50 higher price point. So same thing. $299. $299 is looking to be a new gold standard for like the high-end arcade sticks, or like the consumer level, the premium, the ones that like you can take to a tournament and you won't feel bad about it. I do think that there's a few things that I don't like about this. I don't mind the all black aesthetic on the basic one. It's got all the buttons you need. It's got the function. It's got options. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm gonna call it options, right? Touchpad, L3, R3, PC, PS5, a lock switch, and then it's also got your PlayStation button for when you need it, right? It's even got the buttons. It's got the button prompts on here, just in case you're new to leverless, just in case you're new to button box and you don't know where everything is. Boom, new for you. But at least you can look down at the controller, kind of familiarize yourself with this layout, and then everything will just kind of start to become a little more normalized for you. I think that's an actual legit RGB strip. Yeah. For extra flair, customize the lighting to match with a series of preloaded shortcuts. Yeah, so there is an actual RGB strip. Yeah, there's an actual RGB strip on the bottom edge of it, kind of like the original Obsidian, the original Razer Obsidian. Quamba Obsidian, how there was the blue LED on the sides and the Dragon had the red LED on the sides. I have an arcade stick that has full RGB LED buttons, which is really cool. So this is a nice, neat touch. I like that. You know, a little bit of customizability, because the Snackbox Micro kind of cooks this thing. If you think about the logistics of it, right? It's a really big controller. It's got non-slip padding all over the bottom, which is nice. Looks like you need some screws to open up the back. I don't know if you'd ever need to get to the back, but it looks like there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws to open up the back. This must be a lock switch, so you can lock this detachable cable into place. This is really nice. Does come with a detachable cable. Huge. Huge, 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 huge. And it looks like, yeah, that's going to be able to like either lock it into place, or allow you to open it and then lock it after it's open, right? So you're not going to be able to pull that cable out without any crazy completely fucking over the controller. You'd have to completely destroy this controller to take that cable out if you lock it. Let me see. And then it looks like we've got the full schematics of the controller. There's the buttons, or I should say the button caps. There's the switches, the top panel, which looks like you can take off the top panel and replace it just like the Razer Panthera Evo's. Pretty painless process to uninstall artwork and put new artwork on. Maybe they're going to have like templates that you can download from their website. You take that top plate and you just replace it with something else. And then the switches. It does not look like the switches are swappable. Those are very proprietary switches. Let me see. Yeah, detachable USB Type-C, which is nice. Razer low-profile linear optical switches for ultra-precise, ultra-responsive inputs, featuring a shorter actuation height for greater response. The Razer Kitsune smooth, lightning-fast switches provide the speed and precision you need to maximize your footsies and whip punishes. You know, that's unfortunate, because it doesn't say that they're hot swap switches. It doesn't say that they're even swappable switches, that you can take them out. So for 300 bucks, I would have really liked to be able to swap my switches. That's really shitty. If I'm wrong and you can swap these switches, because I see the 2 tabs here. So you might be able to swap these switches, but only for more of these. They need to sell these switches. I need to see these switches sold on their website. I don't care if it's in a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What is it, 11 or 12? 12, right? Yeah, 4 movement buttons, 8 action buttons. I don't care if this is in a set of 12. If you have to buy a full set of 12 to buy switches, this needs to come with more switches. But if like the black doesn't tickle your fancy, and you're like, dude, where's my Street Fighter waifu artwork for another 20 bucks or 30 bucks? Bam, for another 30 bucks, they have a Kami edition. And that looks really fucking nice. I'm gonna be quite honest. I think the Street Fighter 6 Special Edition ones look really fucking dope. And they're only an extra 20 bucks. Oh yeah, those look so much. This one looks really nice. I like the way the colorway pops, right? It's really bright and vibrant. And then the yellow and blue accents on her name and on her like shirt. That looks sick. It would have been cooler if they had come with different colors, like button colors, right? Maybe this one come with red to match the red of her boots and the outline under her name, and this one maybe yellow or blue buttons to match, you know, Chun-Li's just general color scheme. But either way, these are nice. They're nice looking controllers. I'm afraid that these switches won't be swappable and they won't sell them separately. You'll have to like call Razer and be like, my switch is broken. They'll send you some. I hate that. I hate that. That shit pisses me off. Because they did not sell the additional buttons that come with the Razer Panthera Evo, right? If you broke a button on the Razer Panthera Evo and they stopped production on it, you're shit out of luck. Because I messaged them when one of my buttons broke, and I was like, hey, one of my buttons broke. And they're like, we no longer carry that product. Sorry. I'm like, okay, fuck off. I can show you guys the message thread. It's literally on Twitter. I 100% messaged their support page on Twitter because one of my buttons broke. And it wasn't even, it was like I was pulling the top panel off or whatever, and I heard like a crack. I heard like something drop. And I was like, what the fuck? And I go into my arcade stick, like I open the whole thing up because I heard something crack. If I hear something crack, I know something's wrong. I'm not an idiot. And I go and I look, and one of the quick disconnects is unconnected from the Y button. I'm sorry, from the triangle button. And in the quick disconnect, the thing that's supposed to be soldered to the back of the button is also stuck in the quick disconnect. Like the button literally just got frail and fell apart inside of the stick, and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't buy a new. I had to replace the entire button. This is scarier because if those aren't hot swap switches and those are proprietary switches, if something goes wrong with the switches, you're cooked. For $300, $330 if you buy one of the specialty ones, that's really shitty. I really hope that they sell these switches separately. That's my only hope for this. If they do, I'll shut my mouth. These are nice looking controllers. They look pretty thin. They don't look super bulky. I wish they had the weight on here. Let's see. Product length. They do. Product length 11 points. Is this inches? Is this inches or is this? Okay, yeah. Product unit is a matter of inches. So this is 11.6 inches, and the width isn't even a full inch. That's pretty dope. And then we've got 2 pounds. That's like lighter than the. If I'm not mistaken, that's lighter than the. It's lighter than the Combat Drone. So that's really nice weight. When it comes to like something leverless, you don't really need a super big, heavy box for a leverless. There's just no point, right? You don't have a bunch of parts on the inside, pretty easy to manufacture. The motherboard is definitely flat, and there's no lever, right? So there's no extra thickness. Seems neat to me. Seems really cool. I dig it. I'm happy about another product coming out, another leverless product, especially another licensed leverless product for console, right? I personally don't have console, but I won't pretend that the console space isn't kind of important, especially for the logistics of tournaments. We ran a Street Fighter 6 launch tournament, and we had one PS5, one PS4, and a bunch of fucking PCs and laptops. It was very weird. It was very jarring. It was strange. It was kind of hard to run, I won't lie, because I was one of the TOs, because there were certain people who just couldn't play on certain setups, and the universalness, the restrictiveness, actually, fuck it, the restrictiveness of consoles actually helps. Like, I want to be all on PC or all on console. Like, right? It's kind of hard to have a mix and match, just like we used to have back in the day when it came to the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation. This is what it feels like, right? Because some TOs are pushing for PC, some TOs are pushing for console still. And right now, you know, with everything being super new, super fresh, and the only game that people are really playing right now, that's big is Street Fighter 6, so everyone's just playing on whatever they can get their hands on. Street Fighter 6 is luckily still on PS4, but I haven't seen any street copies of the game. I haven't seen any discs. I've only seen it digital. But yeah, this is a nice controller, and I'm glad it's officially licensed. Unfortunately, it's officially licensed only for PS5. So if your locals is still running Street Fighter 6 on PS4, you're shit out of luck with this controller. But hey, just buy, I guess, an original hitbox or something. I don't know. PC compatibility, PS5 compatibility, really nice looking form factor. My only hope is the Switches, like I said, are hot swappable and that Razer sells them. That would be nice. That's a nice looking controller, but the one I'm more interested in is, hold on, let me show you guys something. So I have, this is my main tournament stick. Let me scroll over. This is my main tournament stick. This will always be my main tournament stick for this entire generation for sure. Yeah, I have cat hair on me. I have 5 cats. Fight me. There's one back there. She's huge. Probably her fur. So this stick, when I first bought it, because I bought the Xbox Series version first, saw this little thing right here. It looks like a little Bluetooth receiver, a little 2.4 Bluetooth receiver, but it didn't come with one, right? And there's nothing in here that denotes that this stick will, that ever denotes that this stick will have a wireless version. The PS5 version, the Xbox version, they never had plans, or they never showed plans for having a wireless version of that arcade stick, and it kind of sucks. I think, like, a lot of casual people, like, whenever people ask me about arcade sticks, like, more like older people, more casual people, they're like, hey, are there any wireless arcade sticks? I'm like, for the Switch, yeah, there's none for console currently. And they're like, well, why is there none for, like, the main consoles, like Xbox and PlayStation? Because they're made for a crowd of people that are either really old and like a wire, or they're made for people who are tournament goers usually like wired pads and wired sticks. They don't really want to have a wireless controller. But I do see the point in potentially having more wireless options on the market, right? PowerA had their wireless controller, 8BitDo had the Nintendo Switch wireless arcade stick, and those both sold really well, especially for the price. And I think that there's a market for it, as long as it's done right. And 8BitDo is releasing a wireless Xbox arcade stick. Xbox Series and Xbox One. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that product page now. Here it is. The very first licensed Xbox wireless arcade stick available worldwide. I think it comes out at the end of this month. We'll look at the price after. Let's just look at the product page first. So here it is. The 8BitDo arcade stick for Xbox. It looks just like their Nintendo Switch one. Right? It doesn't look any different really from the Nintendo Switch one, except instead of having a Switch button, it has an Xbox button. But look at that, boom. It's got the 8 buttons. It's got the viewless layout, just as you'd expect. It looks a little wider than the normal viewless layout, actually, just by looking at this picture. It's got the 2 top buttons right here. Left stick button, right stick button, so that's L3, R3 if you're a PlayStation player. And it works with Windows 10. Doesn't say Windows 11, probably does. Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, which is good. These are the same console. I would hope it works with them. And, as you see here, boom, it's got a little dongle. It's got a little dongle. It works wirelessly. It also works wired for those people who do want wired play. And then it also has a headphone jack. There's where you put the dongle, 2.4G receiver. Ultimate software. I think it lets you like remap buttons and the stick and stuff, but that's irrelevant. I'm not worried about that. And ultra moddable. They actually show the inside of the stick. I love this. Love this for me, truly. So what's cool about this stick is, yes, the buttons are not Sanwa's, if you see, and the joystick is not a Sanwa, as you can see. But with the way everything's laid out in here, that looks really easy to change out. Does not look like that's going to be an issue. I'm glad we saw this. I'm glad we see this on the product page. They're already showing off the inside of the stick, and they want you to know that it's ultra moddable, right? It's even telling you what you can fit. You can swap it out for any 30 mil. You know what? You might not be able to fit in screw-in buttons. You might have to use snap-ins, unfortunately. That is something they don't say here. Yeah. So you're going to be able to put in any snap-in buttons you like, probably, but these little button rims around everything to keep the buttons stable and like not shaking, make it so you can't really use screw-in buttons. So no original combo gravities, no gamer fingers, no crowns, but you can use Hori Hayabusas, you can use Seimitsus, you can use Sanwas. So that's pretty good. You know, those are still relatively good brands, and that's a lot of customization on a stick that's pretty small. Like, this stick does not look super big. Everything on the PCB is wired and uses standard JST connectors. There's no hot glue, thank God. No glue, no epoxy, just regular JST style connectors, which means if anything goes bad, if you can find this style of harness, you can just replace it. And then it also fits standard JLF or a Seimitsu lever, which is really good. Thank goodness, right? There's nothing super out of the ordinary here when it comes to the mounting plate. And as you see here, boom, it's got this is the 5-pin for the USB connector, and then it travels here to another 5-pin to a receiver. And then you plug in here, I think, for this is where the 5G goes, the 2.4G. I wonder where the USB goes. I see it right here. I saw it in one of the pictures. Here it is. So I think that's where the USB cable goes in. That looks like it's USB-C, which is good. I don't mind that, right? So it's got a detachable cable. Unfortunately, nowhere to store the cable, but it's got a detachable USB-C cable, or that might also be for charging. Or it's got a 2.4G wireless receiver. Now, let me take a look. Audio jack. Let's see if they show anything. If they have like 30 hours of playtime available in black and white. You know, it's unfortunate they didn't take the time to put the white version with white buttons, but it's fine. They have utility stuff up here, right? They've got all your Xbox menu buttons that you need. They've got I don't know what that means. I think one is wireless, one is wired. Okay, cool. And then it's got mute your mic, mute your whole headset, turn on the whole headset, and then it's got a left stick, D-pad, and right stick. Cool. Oh wow, you see him playing Tekken on it. Neat. Tech specs. Okay, this is actually pretty important. So compatibility. Yep, we already knew that. Connectivity, wired USB-C or wireless 2.4G. The cable length is 3 meters or 9.8 feet. That's really long. Nice. Dimensions. God, why can't you just use American layout? I don't know what the fuck this means, bro. 2,000 grams? I don't know what the fuck that means. Joystick mode or gamepad mode. Okay. Control stick switch, controller mode switch. Has the software. I'm not worried about that. Fast mapping and profile setting. That's going to be pretty handy. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Also pretty handy. I still use a wired headset. I have an extra wired headset in there just in case this ever goes bad. I use wired headsets. I don't use wireless headsets. It's very uncommon for me to use wireless headsets. It comes with the 8BitDo arcade stick, the 2.4G connector, a USB cable, and the instruction manual. It's got a rechargeable battery. It's got 30 hours of playtime, 20 hours of playtime with a headset plugged into it, and then 4-hour charging time. Well, 4-hour charging time's a little long, but I mean, just I guess plug it up before you go to sleep, right? Plug it up before you go to bed, boom, unplug it, or maybe plug it up right when you get home from work. You know, wash your dishes, take a shower. That's really important. Play with your dog a little bit, and then boom, when it's game time at night, it should be fully charged up. Neat. Now let's take a look at the product page, at the actual Amazon page, and let's see how much it is. Whoa. Damn. Okay, so I'm torn. Let me show you why I'm torn, chat. Hold on. Yeah, I'm torn. I'm upset. I'm torn. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the Amazon one. Let's go to Amazon. It wouldn't be fair if we didn't compare Amazon to Amazon, right? Compare Amazon to Amazon. I think it's higher on Amazon, actually. Is it sold out? There's no way this is sold out, right? Oh my gosh, it's sold out. This is like not the official listing. This is used. Whoa. Yeah, it's showing you guys what city I live in. Please don't dox me. Leave me alone. I guess we cannot go to the Amazon listing. Whoa. It's already sold out on Amazon. Psych. Okay, we'll go to Arcade Shop. We'll go to our favorite arcade stick website. Oh, there's one with the bag? Cool. Neat. Anyways. So, man, I'm super torn. This is so unfortunate. So, this is $125, right? Wired, very small. Not the best build quality arcade stick. I have an original Drone 1 for what it's worth, right? I think the original Drone 1 at like $70 or $80 felt nice enough, right? It was like a $70, $80 arcade stick when it wasn't on sale, and I didn't hate it. I liked the Drone 1 for the price and performance that you got, right? So now we have the touchpad on it. We've got the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Still weighs about the same. It says 2.6 pounds. I think the other one was 3 or 3.1. So it's actually lighter, which means that it's even less of a, there's even less build when it comes to it. It's an all plastic construction arcade stick. Like not even like a small backplate, like a small metal backplate to kind of keep the top from, being flexy or being like bendy and stuff. 250. I mean 125 for this, which doesn't feel like something that you're gonna like want to take to tournaments with you, right? So for like home play, for taking over to a friend's place, or maybe even just to locals, this arcade stick's fine. For like travel when you're going to another city, maybe, right? Like I don't dislike the Drone 2. I think the biggest problem with the Drone 2 is there's no fucking tournament lock switch. If there's a tournament lock switch somewhere up here, I wouldn't hate it, right? Because this touchpad is real close. This R3 button is real close. If your hand slips or something, right? But PS5 licensed arcade stick, right? So it'll work natively on PS5. If only this is the biggest what if ever, right? This is the biggest if only ever. If only this was also on PS5 at this price point. People are like, "Oh, dude, it's only $5 less." What do you mean, dog? It's $5 less. Has a better build quality, detachable cable, wireless if you want it to be. Still customizable. I don't know. I think that this stick, just looking at it overall, is probably a better arcade stick than the Drone 2 for the price. Like if you compare like price at dead on, right? They're $5 cheaper, which I'm gonna say is meaningless, is negligible. If there was a PS5 version of this arcade stick, this would absolutely shit on the Drone 2. 8BitDo, if you're listening, if you can get that PS5 license for as cheap as you got it from Xbox, from Microsoft, if you can get that license from Sony. If you make a tournament compatible version of this for the PS5 consoles, I don't know. You might be able to steal a lot of the shine from the lower end market, right? You might be able to even compete with the Titan with this, right? Let's look at the weight. Maybe they'll have the weight in 6.6 pounds. Oh my gosh, this is actually like a super good build quality. 6.6 pounds. It's 13.8 inches by 9.5 by 5.5. This is 14 by 8 by 4.7. So it's a little wider. It's cheating because it's only wide at the top, right? But it is a little wider. But once again, it doesn't have quick access to swap out the ball top, but it's still fully customizable. Yeah, you can't quickly swap off the ball top. It's got better pads than the Drone 2. It's got a detachable cable, something that even the Titan doesn't have, right? Oh my gosh, it doesn't come with Sanwa buttons, but neither does the Drone 2. Comes with combo buttons, just like this probably comes with some knockoff Chinese button or something. Oh man, this and it's 6.06 pounds. I think the Titan only weighs 5 pounds, right? Did I spell combo wrong? I did. I think the Titan only weighs like 5.4. 5 pounds. Damn, this is somehow heavier than the Titan. This is somehow heavier than Titan. Still has a headphone jack. I don't know, dude. And like swapping a set of Sanwas and a Sanwa lever, right? Like people are like, oh, if you just like buy one of these little shitty $120 arcade sticks, and then we already have the Arcade Shock website open. Hold on. I don't even need to look at this shit. I'm never buying this. Like the only upside to the Titan is that look at the spacing, right? You're like real far apart. It's still got a Vuelix layout on the right side, but look how far apart your hands are. Like, so you could get used to that, and that might be sick. Let me just hold on. You guys want fancy colored buttons, or you guys just want normal buttons? What do you guys want? Let's just do normal, black OBSFs, right? So this is the 30 millimeters. We don't really need to change the options button. There's no fucking point. We need 8 of them. And then let's get a JLF. Just the standard Sono JLF. I think we need the harness too, no? Actually, let me look on the inside again. I might have to go back to the product page. Yeah, we need a 5-pin to 5-pin wiring harness. So that's like another $2 or something. Ooh. I don't think they sell that harness on this website. It's like the only thing they don't sell. Where is it at? Here it is. I think this is the regular one. Yeah, I don't see it. They don't sell that harness. You can get like a 2-pack of them on Amazon for like $4. So let's add one of these to the cart. For an extra $40. That's still cheaper than the Titan 2. And like I said, those little, you can buy like a set of 2 of those harnesses that you need. You need the 5-pin female to female for this kind of arcade stick. You would need the same thing for the drone 2 to upgrade that. And this would weigh more, still have Sono parts, and still be, and you'd have an extra backup set of buttons in case one of your Sonos breaks. You can use a shitty button or whatever, right? I'm a realist when it comes to arcade sticks. If the buttons on the stick you buy work, play them until they break. Right? Like I have a Conba Carbon back there. I played on those Conba Carbon buttons, the original Conba proprietary buttons, until they started to kind of poop out on me. The lever still works. It's in my Razer Panthera now because I took the Korean lever I had in it out and I put it in my Carbon, and now it has the Conba lever in it, but the lever still works, right? Play on the parts until they break or until they start to, show signs of age or signs of wear, and then swap them out, right? So you could probably get a good, I want to say 5 or 6 months out of something like this, out of these proprietary buttons. I got way more than that. I got a full year out of my Conba parts before having to swap them. The lever, once again, still works. The lever's working just fine. But I don't know. If they made a PlayStation version, this stick would be so sick. If you don't need PlayStation compatibility and you're looking for like a cheap PC stick and you want wireless and you've been looking for wireless, dude, get this fucking stick. Buy this stick. I might buy this stick for the purposes of a review. Maybe. I don't have an Xbox Series stick anymore. I sold my 4 Fighting Stick Alpha. I sold the Alpha because I have the PS5 version. I really didn't want both versions and just having one sitting around. That's why I never bought a Mad Catz TE2 Plus, because I have a Mad Catz TE2 for the Xbox, for the original Xbox One, right? I might buy this. I was interested in the Drone 2, or I was interested in like another low end. I can't even say low end. Like $120 is still a lot for an arcade stick, and this feels like it's probably going to be a really good build quality, right? 6.6 pounds. That's nice. That's really nice. That is surprisingly weighty for something so small, right? Wow. I'm blown away by 8BitDo continuing to innovate and reiterate. They're reiterating while innovating, right? They have their where's their arcade sticks? Here we go. They had their original 8BitDo arcade stick that was like a shitty looking Mayflash body, and then they said, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna make our own body. It's time. We'll make our own body and we'll reiterate on that. And I love that, because here is the 8BitDo for the Nintendo Switch. It's the same body. It's the exact same thing. Here it is, $90 if you don't care about if you don't give a shit about wired, because I don't think this stick has a way to play wired, actually. I think you have to be wireless with this stick. I might be tripping. I don't know enough about this arcade stick, but $90 for this, right? I would say get this over a fucking Mayflash. Oh, there's another version? Oh, it just comes with a controller, too. It comes with this and the controller. Never mind. I'd say get this over a fucking Mayflash. Fuck console support. Fuck the fact, like, if you're a PC player, that's way better. Right? And then now they're doing an Xbox version. They have Xbox pads too. Wow. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love that. Look at that D-pad. Oh, I might need to buy one of those. Is it wired? Oh. Oh, yeah, I might have to buy one of those. But anyways, we looked at... Oh, it's so cute. We looked at what we needed to for the arcade sticks. I'm a sucker for this Xbox 8BitDo arcade stick. Especially because, once again, I don't need PlayStation support. PlayStation support does not matter for me. And if it did... Dude, this is a brand new arcade stick. I doubt that Brooks won't add this to the supported list of the PS5 Wingman, right? Because the PS5 Wingman already has the Nintendo Switch version of this arcade stick. I don't doubt that they'll get the board and the licensing, and they'll make sure 8BitDo's new arcade stick will work with that Wingman in a couple months' time. This has been a really enlightening stream for me, or a really enlightening little segment for the stream for me, because I never thought I would look at an 8BitDo arcade stick and say, oh yeah, I want that, right? I didn't really care for the Nintendo Switch version because I don't own a Switch. I don't really think I want a Switch arcade stick. If I got a Switch arcade stick, I'm gonna be real with you, I'd probably just buy the Hori one, like the Hori Rap 5 Hayabusa one, because I like that body, I like that style. But this piques my interest mainly because of the fact that it's wireless. It's a reiteration on their original 8BitDo arcade stick in a colorway I like, because I don't like the other colorway. I don't like the NES, the SNES colorway. Not a fan. I mean, I was a Nintendo kid when I was younger, but I don't want a box that looks like a fucking NES controller, right? I'm good. But this all black, sleek design, it's got like subtle branding up at the top. You see the 8BitDo. Doesn't look like you can change out artwork. Doesn't matter to me, because guess what? I haven't been putting fucking I haven't been putting artwork on my arcade sticks for years now. I actually like a simple, clean design. I've been loving it. I have nothing but praises to sing about this stick, and I haven't even got my hands on it yet. That's something that I could not say for the Titan. That's something I could not say for the Obsidian 2 at its price point. Something I could not say about the Drone 2 at its price point, especially after being a huge fan of the Drone 1. I love the Drone 1. The Drone 1, if someone needed PS4 support on an arcade stick that was small and could be upgraded, I told them the Drone all day. Drone. I was a fucking Kanba stan, bro. And slowly I moved back to my roots of Hori, and I don't regret it. But 8BitDo, I don't know. They release another version of this that has PlayStation support. If they have a full range of this arcade stick in all three consoles, I'm sold. 8BitDo is actually just the most godlike arcade stick manufacturer to ever exist. You can release the same product 3 times and make people buy it 3 times, and it's cheap enough that it's actually warranted. You could buy, if the price of this stays the same for the PlayStation version, if they are allowed to make one, if they can get that fucking licensing, you can buy the Switch version and both other console versions for the same fucking price. You can buy a Kanba Obsidian 2. That's godlike, bro. And you will not convince me otherwise.